Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's pay our respect to our teacher, Pinnath Loku Swamin Wahanse also. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So I will summarize what we learned last week. Dulain, can you remember what we learned last week?
Yeah, sure. So the way to avoid covetousness and depression, there are three. The first is effort. The second is completely awareness. The third is with mindfulness. And the effort not to arise unwholesome qualities in mind. If it arises, cultivating wholesome qualities, and the ability to have feelings as feelings, mind as mind objects as mind objects, and body as body. And you talked about mindful on the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. And also about impurity, seeing what happened. You mentioned seeing what happens when the body is decaying and reflecting. And lastly, the conclusion would, if practicing the four foundations for 6 years, you would like to experience these two enlightenment stages. And if there are remaining fetters, this is the path to purification and end of sorrow and lamentation, to experience and attain the nibbana. And then lastly, karma is from the consequences and practicing of wisdom. And that's all I have.
Right. So, yeah. Yeah, Dulain, yeah, you got a lot of things covered. So I will summarize. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The body, feeling, then the mind. So in here, it's doing Dhamma. Dhamma means, shall we say, mind objects? So, so when we being mindful in this body or feeling or mind or Dhamma, so the Buddha starts with saying about this whole practice, like this is the Ekaino Ayang Vikaya Maggo. This is the exact path. Sorry about the handwritings. This is the Ekaino Ayang Vikaya Maggo Sattana Visuddhya for the purification of the being. And second, Sattana Visuddhya Soka Paridhavana Samatikkamaya. That means sorrow for the cease or cessation of the sorrow and the lamentation. And Soka Dukkha Dommanasana Attangamaya. Physical and pain ends. And then Nyaya Sadigamaya, for the special, like, shall we say, Nyaya means that the, can anyone translate Nyaya, the Jnana to English?
Knowledge?
Yeah, knowledge, that's correct. Yeah. Knowledge just means that like the knowledge of about the maybe the samsara, the previous lives, about the rebirth, and maybe the special psychic powers and all those things. Nibbanasa Sachikiriyaya, that means for the enlightenment. So this is the exact path. So, and Buddha ends this, Buddha saying that if someone practice this for 7 years, this is the end of the sutta, he should willing to experience 2 stages of the enlightenment. One is the fully enlightenment, or the arahantship, arahant, or the third stage we call the non-returner. That means he won't come again to sensual world. So then Buddha reduced, forget about 7 years. Then Buddha saying, reducing it to 6, or, and if someone practice 6 years, if someone practice 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, and he's reducing it to 1 year and half 6 months, and he's reducing up to 7 days. If someone practice this the way Buddha saying, the exact same way for 7 days, he should willing to experience 2 these realizations. So we learn this first and the end because to see how Buddha is confident about this teaching, and how Swakata means that how this directly taught this teaching. So that means, if in other words, if we say that if we couldn't attain in the enlightenment, or if we couldn't attain any realization, which means that in other words we have not practiced these 4 foundations of the mindfulness. So when we practice this 4 foundation of mindfulness again, there should be 3 things that sort to have, to let go. That's what Dulain said. One is effort. I will create a beautiful one. Forget about the letters. Effort and Atapi Sampajano Satima. That means that the Sampajano, can Linda go through the sutta and find the exact word for the Sampajano? Maybe awareness, complete awareness.
Could it be wisdom also?
Yeah, that's what they really mean, that the panya, it categorizes. That's why I put that complete awareness and then the mindfulness.
Sorry, Bhante. Bhante Sujato says,
Yeah.
keen, aware, and mindful.
Yeah. Being aware, maybe the mindful comes to the third one, Satima. So maybe he has, so is there any other meaning for the Satima?
Yes, let's check the Bhikkhu Bodhis then, Bhante.
Okay. We have to let go 2 things. Abhijja. Abhijja means the desire. I can find can anyone, okay, desire, IRE maybe.
Does avidya means lack of knowledge?
Sorry?
Vidya means knowledge, right? Avidya means
Yeah,
ignorance.
it doesn't talk avijja here. Avijja means the delusion. It talks here the abhijja, not avijja. Avijja is the delusion. Abhijja is the desire. Understood?
Yeah.
Right. And domanassa means the mental pain. or anything which goes to the suffer, we call the anger. So in other words, letting go of the lobha and the dosa, that means that that the desire, and the letting go the anger, but having three things: effort, complete awareness of how things are rising and falling, and then the mindfulness. With these three, we have to be mindful either on the body, either on the feelings, either on the mind, either on the dhamma, as in body as body, not as like the way we feel like that with the identity. Feelings, in the feelings as feelings, mind as just mind, dhamma as dhamma. So that's what we are gonna practice and learn and practice in this teaching. So if I, yeah.
Bhante, Bhikkhu Bodhi says,
Right.
ardent, fully aware, and mindful.
Right. And then fully aware is what the sampajana.
Tapi sampajano. Sampajano means fully aware from Bhikkhu Bodhi.
Fully aware. Yeah. I wrote it like complete awareness. Right. So this is what we are gonna learn. Right. So this is the basic thing we are gonna learn. And so do you have any questions up to this from the last week?
Bhante, will you explain again about the 7 years? The part I'm confused about is the 7
years.
days.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. So Buddha teach it's like this. Okay. Let me go to the sutta. And so Buddha end the teaching saying this. Yohi kochi bhikkave ime chattaro satipaṭṭhāni evam bhaveya sattavassane. Monks, if anyone practice these 4 foundations of mindfulness for 7 years, tassa dvinnam palanam anyataram palam patikanka. From these 2 realizations, one he should willing to have. That means if someone practice this, if he does not willing, or his willingness doesn't matter, if he practice this, he should end up within 7 years from either 2 these states. One is ditteva dhamme anya, in this very life becoming an arahant, and sativa upadisese anagamita. If the fetters, if there are fetters still exist, he will ended up being a anagami, or the non-returner. So then Buddha saying, Tittantu bhikkave sattavassani. Forget about practicing 7 years. Yohi kochi bhikkave ime chattaro satipaṭṭhāna evam bhaveya cha vassani. If someone practice this for foundation of mindfulness for 6 years, the same results will come. Then Buddha saying, forget about 6 years. Practice 5 years, 4 years. He's reducing likewise. 3, 2, 1, 7 months, 6 months, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and half a month, and 7 days. If someone practice the exact way, these results are possible. So that's what Buddha is saying in this teaching.
Can you explain the 4th foundation? Because I find like 4 different explanations. One is called principles, phenomenon, and now it's dhamma and mind objects. So it's kind of confusing. So can you explain what?
Yes. Okay. So the 4 foundations means that kaya kayanu passi viharati. In body, seeing the body, kaya kayanu passi viharati. Seeing the body as the body, as a body. So kaya kayanu passi viharati atapi sampajano satima. With effort, full awareness, and the mindfulness. So the effort means the effort to not to let defilements to rise, and if there are raised defilements to cease and keep on cultivating the wholesome quality of that mindfulness and keep upgrading it. And there is another effort with this, which is in Ātāpa Sutta it describes that the tolerating the physical pain can arise in this body because this body is used to create pains. So that's the effort. Awareness means sampajana means being aware of the body as a body. So in there we learned last time that this body, even though we feel like me or mine or myself, this body is not the way we feel like me or mine or myself. This body is here because of the moms and the dads, from the like this body came, like with the help of them, this body created, and after that being in 9 months in the womb, we born, and then hereafter, and with the help of the food, this body is surviving, and with the massaging and taking care of this, when food is no longer there, this body won't sustain. Likewise, seeing the body as a body, like seeing that it's an impermanent thing, subject to change, and it's like a very like a subtle, like it's like, and also it's a kind of a decaying thing. It's like decaying and dying. It's a part of this life. So being aware of this body as a body. And the third one is satima, being mindful of the body. When we have these three, two things are no longer there. One is that desire, which keep on creating sensual pleasures in our mind, and the anger. You can just understand this by simply, okay, can you all bring your attention to your body? Just feel your body the way it is. You don't want to change your body posture, just feel your body. Now you're full, you are trying to be fully focused to your body. You all ready? Ready? Okay. Now think that I'm going to put my hand through the screen and going to give a knock on everyone's head. That's why I ask you to keep open your screens. Think that I'm now giving a painful knock on your head. So now, if you are being fully mindful in your body, don't you still feel pain? You do, right? But you have to decide whether you are going along with your angry thoughts or being mindful of your body. Because if you think that forget about me, you may not get angry with me, but think that someone else punch you or giving a knock on your head. Now you feel pain, but if you are being mindful, then in your body, you have to let go the anger and keep on keep your attention in your body. If you feel like, no, I don't care of my body, then you can keep on thinking on the angry thoughts and you can create kind of a reaction. So likewise, if someone fully being mindful in the body, the anger, that the domanas or the mental pain, he has to let go, vinayalo, okay? And not only that, think that you are being fully mindful of your body, and there is a beautiful girl or boy going nearby and you feel so much of affection. Then again, you have to let go. Because if not, you can't hold your attention in your body. Not only the body, even feelings as feelings, or mind as mind, or the mind phenomena as mind phenomena. So likewise, being mindful in the four things with that three ātāpa, effort, fully awareness, sampajano satima, with mindfulness, letting go of two things. So that's how swans preparing themselves to, instead of letting mind take take over the control of your mind to mind, you are taking control of your mind. Understood? It's time then to go to the teaching from today onwards. So we have to learn. Actually, we discussed about the breathing up to some extent. Ida pikkave bhikkhu aranyagatowa rukkhamulagatowa sunyāgāragatowa Nisidati Pallankang Abhujintva. In here, a monk going to like a monastery, like Rukkamulagato, under a tree, Sunyāgāragato, empty space like a room, Nisidati, sitting, Pallankang Abhujita, like a lotus posture, Ujjunkāyang Panidāya, straight their back, and Parimukhang Sating Upattapetta, bringing the mindfulness to the front. So sato asasati, mindfully breathe in, mindfully sato passasati, mindfully breathe out. Digangva asasanto, digangva asasamiti pajanati. When long breathe in, understands long breathe in. Digangva passasanto, long breathe out. Digangva passasamiti pajanati, understands long breathe out. Rasangva asasanto, rasangva asasamiti pajanati. Rasangva passasanto, rasangva passasamiti pajanati. If it is a short breathe in, understanding it's a short breathe in. If it is a short breathe out, understanding the short breathe out. Then Sabbakaya patisangvedi asasitsamiti sikkati. Understanding the full body, breathe in, and understanding the full body, whole body, breathe out. So in here, don't misunderstand that the whole body means that your whole physical body. But if you have read the sutta on the Anapanasati Sutta, this Buddha saying that breathe in and breathe out also a body. So fully aware of your breathe in and breathe out body, because if not, you won't be able to focus to your breath, because when you try to understand whole body, you will lose the attention. So when your attention so focused to here, sometimes you don't feel the other parts of the body. If it depends on the person, it's like, and you will only feel the breathe in and breathe out body. So then Passambayang kaya sankarang asasissamiti sikkati. Passambayang kaya sankarang pasasissamiti sikkati. So settling the breath, breathe in and breathe out. So this is the first part of Anapanasati. So the example giving, Seyatapi bhikkave dakko bamakarowa bamakarante siva digang vajjanto digang vajjamiti pajanati. So it's like this monk, just a skilled turner or apprentice turner who is making a long turn. Understand, I am making a long turn. Or when making a short turn, understand, I am making a short turn. In this way, when a monk is breathing in a long breath, understand likewise. So the example, so let's try to figure it. So do you know who is this turner? It's like, do you know that there is a, I don't know how to say the name in English, that tool, there is a tool, that tool used to, that reduce the, if there is a thing that there is a timber, so you want to level that timber. So then what you do, there is a, if anyone know what is the name of the tool, please share it.
Bhante, I think we usually just call that person a wood turner, a person who turns wood.
Yeah,
A wood
so
turner.
right, the Chandrika. So there in here that there is a tool called, that tool is we using it like this way and
It's a
this way.
saw.
It's not a saw actually. It's not
No.
cutting. It's like
I
the
think it's-
leveling the surface.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bhante, it's a plane.
Yeah.
What
I know
If
in
it's
Hindi it is called randa. So I don't know what English one.
if it's a tool that's used for making wood flat, like for like
Right.
making a board, yeah, it's
Correct.
called a plane or a planing tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plane.
So, but I don't know how we use it in America. But those days, and it used like this, holding like one handle from here, the other handle from here. So blade is like this way. So it slowly shaping the surface. So likewise, pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing. So likewise, so if the same way. So when someone, the turner, when they do that, they know that what they are doing. So likewise, being mindful on the breath when it happens. So being mindful on the breath, like what is about what being mindful, if it is a short one or long one. Think that uh, the turner has it, and turner doesn't have any idea like I will go like a long one or short one, when it depends on the surface. If there is like a kind of a big gap, then it goes like a short one. So then he understands, oh, it's a short one. And there may be like long surface is so level, so it goes like long run. So then understand it's a long run. So likewise, so being the same way, being understanding, like being aware of the breath as it happens. So it's a short breathe in or short breathe out, long breathe in or long breathe out. So likewise, and not stopping there, when being mindful in there, then he will understand the whole breathe in and out process. Remember parimukhangsati, being focused to like bringing the mindfulness to the front, not going to the being mindful of what happens in the lungs, or not like that, being mindful on the nostrils area. And the whole breathe in and out process. Then what will happen? The breathe in and out will get subtle. So understanding that. So that is actually, this is the samatha part, or the being concentrated. We are improving the concentration in the body. In this way, once abides observing the body as the body internally. So with that mindfulness, he observing the body as the body internally, or the abides observing the body as the body externally. That means, think that if someone being mindful of the breath in this way, and with that they have understanding this where I feel like I also just a body, where I identify the others, in there also it's a body, and that sustain with the food, and if not, that the body won't survive. And one abides observing the body as the body, both internally and externally. And one abides observing the nature of the manifestation in the relation of the body, or the abides observing the nature of the cessation of the relation of to the body, which means that seeing the rising and falling. So now, instead of identifying and framing someone, so understanding this is a body, this body has a nature. The nature is, this body is last long with the food, and without food this body won't last long. So we remember there are 4 foods we have, nutritions we have discussed, but learning only what we eat, that food also enough anyone to attain even the non-written level according to the Ahara Sutta. So don't just think like, okay, knowing that is a normal knowledge. No, it's a special knowledge anyone can have in their lives. Then what will happen? One abides observing nature of both manifestation and the cessation of the body, and then mindfulness that there is the body, and establish to the extent of necessary for knowledge and awareness. So actually this is, so up to this, it's like the vipassana, seeing the exact way of the body. From when the until then, the samatha part, and then with both of these samatha and vipassana, it shows what will happen to the mind or mindfulness, that there is the body is established to the extent necessary for knowledge and awareness, and one abides independent and one does not cling to anything in the world. Monks, this is the way a monk abides, observing the body as body. Okay, so first being mindful of the breath, and then understanding about internal and external also the body, then seeing the rising and falling of the body, how body arises and how body falls. Then with that mindfulness, atti kayotiva panasa sati paccupatita hoti, kayotiva panasa sati, towards the body, the mindfulness is greatly established for the knowledge, and for the knowledge and clear, where it's like strongly established. Anisitocha viharati, that allows not any other defilements to arise in your mind, like fully established mindfulness. Nachakinchi loke upadhyati, because of that the mind is not attaching to anything. Nachakinchi loke upadhyati. And evam piko bhikkave bhikkhu kaya kayanupassi viharati, that is the way someone to live, being mindful on the body as body. So this teaching will be the same, but the first part, the anapanasati, the breathe in and breathe out change, the body posture, and then we learn the being mindful of the day-to-day activities. Then we learn the 4 elements, and then we learn the what happened to this body when it died, the 9 ways of seeing it. But again, wherever we see then we are leading this knowledge to see the rising and the falling of the body, and with that we are leading knowledge to not to create attachment and have a free mind. So this is a teaching to lead you to have a free mind from the any sort of a defilement. That's what it teach. So from before the next class, of course I know the breathing for some may be a good option, but for some, Bhante, I can't do the breathing. That's what some people say. But everyone, we all can do something, which is being mindful in our body posture. So let's dive into it and let's try to understand how to be mindful in our 4 postures. Actually, not only the 4 postures, every. So Buddha saying, Gacchanto va gacchamiti pajanati. Monks, when moving, a monk understand I'm moving. Gacchanto va gacchamiti pajanasi. When moving, understanding moving. That's what it really says. When standing, understand standing. Tito va titom hiti pajanati. And when sitting, understand sitting. Nisinno va nisinno miti pajanati. When this is standing, and then sitting, understanding sitting, and then when reclining or sleeping, understanding reclining. Or in whatever the way body is positioned, one understand it as it is. In this way, so likewise. So being mindful of the 4 postures and the whatever the posture we are in, which is the next meditation. So we all can do this. When someone doing this, there is an example, Buddha saying, what happened to your like day-to-day, like what change in your life. The Buddha saying a nice example, which is think that when we are pouring water and pouring oil, so there is a it too has two different ways. Like when pouring oil, it has its own like firm and very gentle way of the liquid of flowing, but compared to the water. So likewise, if someone being mindful in the body posture, they will have very elegant way of moving their body. If someone practice that practice. So remember, this is not being a robot. Sometimes you may find like people, it's not like prepare, see that it says when moving, monk understanding are moving. It is not like I do like this, I go like this, slow. Now I take the pen on the table. Now I'm placing it here. So likewise, it's not like you pre-planned and asking body to move the way you want. Then it will turn you to a robot, and it won't be an easy thing to do. This means your intentions will create ideas like do this, go here, do this, was recline or whatever. Being mindful how your body change. Understood? It's better to practice. Why I'm saying it's better to practice, then you will find what's going on and how should I practice, because doing the wrong way also a very good way to learn, because at least try. So we know what is the goal of this. This is not a goal to show that we are a robot. This is a goal to understand, get rid of all the attachments which create sufferings. So think that your practice, you have a very strong ability to focus to your body. You think that you have mastered it. Now there is someone criticizing you so hard. So your mind, the anger rises and mind says, hey, you should react instead of voice response. You have to just react. So, but you want to react, but you still want to be mindful because you don't want to let go your attention to your body. Then your body may ask, hey, stand up. Then you are standing up, being mindful. So the thing is, as I said, being mindful in the body and being angry or going along with the desire, those things can be done. So that the mindful, like mindless, I mean mindfulness, what is opposite of mindfulness? Anyone knows? Can we say mindless?
You can say mindlessness. Mm-hmm.
Okay, mindlessness. It sounds like no mind, right?
Kind of, yeah. It's doing things without
Yeah.
thought, without awareness.
Okay.
Maybe
If I
heedless. You can say
Heedless?
heedless.
Okay. So whatever, heedless or mindlessness. When we are being in that state, we are not being mindful of the body or the feeling or the mind phenomena. So how we live in the other way? We feel this body as me. We represent this body as me. We represent the feeling as me. I feel it. I want, like we represent that feeling. We represent that the mind, that temporary mind which arises at the moment. We represent that mind phenomena. So the opposite is, instead of representing it, seeing it rising, seeing it falling. Where it lead to the anisito, which means no clinging, and very stable. Patisita and anisita. Stable, where you have anchored and no defilements shaking your attention, and no bonds, no attachments, placing yourself in there. So to practice this, as we said, as we learned, we are learning the second level. To practice this sort of mindfulness in the ground level, we have to have a very strong foundation. Can anyone remember what is the foundation for these meditation practices?
Would it be virtue, one thing?
Correct. Virtuous life. So, because that is the foundation. Think that you create like, okay, today I don't eat anything afternoon. Not because you want, so think that you observe 8 precepts. Because Buddha praised as a lay devotee even, observing 8 precepts for like 4 days per month. So you observe that. Now your craving says, hey, it's too hot today. How about a little bit of ice cream? Then your virtue help you to defend yourself from the desire. Then you can see you can be mindful and bring yourself to the where you anchored. If not, it's not easy, because we are trying to like take control of the mind, but mind was the controller throughout our life and throughout the samsara. We try to change the gear. So it's like, and like mind does not want to defeat without fighting back. It will fight one way or other way. Mind has 10 ways of fighting back. Uh, uh, so one is the sensual pleasures, and there are 10 things. So I'm not going to dive the teaching to that. So you may have wondered what it is. We will learn in one day. Right. So likewise, being mindful in the body and understand the body like that. So shall we try this whole week, like until next Wednesday? So I also will try as a meditation, because then we all can discuss on that. Being mindful in the body posture. Let's check whether we are slowing down our body likewise, and like we are turning ourselves to like oil instead of water. Let's check it. Y'all ready? Good. Okay. Right. So this is a very nice teaching. We all can try to practice. So we all can see how our mind works. So when we being mindful of our body, you will find something that we feel like we can control our mind, but there is a one thing like natural instinct. You know that sometimes there are some people, they maybe genetically reason, they used to scare to insects, like and maybe someone to the injections. But seeing that most of the people who does not have that sort of a thing, they will say like, oh, why he's so panicked? Nothing to panic, it's just a cockroach, and cockroach can't do anything to you, it's not a snake. So likewise, but when we being mindful, we can see how that sudden changes happening in our body. And so when we take control of our mind, we can understand what people says like, no, it's a bodily thing, biological thing. We can overcome from that even. Being aware and creating another way of neuro pattern. So we can understand. So let's give it a try, right? Okay. Okay, then bring your palms together. Say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So when we learn this sort of a teaching, we have to appreciate the Buddha's knowledge and wisdom. Remember, we are learning from a teacher. He did not go to the elementary school. Nowadays, what we have, no middle school, no high school, no university, no PhD. He discovered all these from his great practice and knowledge, and it's amazing. So no AI. So this is amazing teaching, but so we have to pay the enormous gratitude to teacher like this. So let's say it's sadhu 3 times and pay our respect to our Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And I received this book. This is what I said, and the supreme bliss of Nibbana, a goal within our reach. So DD actually sent a email this book, and she's not today, right? So this is a book. If you have time, if you can buy this, try to buy this, because in this book the sutta is there, the narrations are there. There are so many suttas. It's like someone reading. Our teacher gathered most of teaching. So in Sri Lankan language, so he printed this book, I think in 2001 or 2, shall we say? When it come to like 2022, I think this book reprinted more than 70 times. So that's sort of like this book, because even in English, very rare to find a book with the reference and with the proper guide, because when we learn, the most important thing is what we need is that the book contains the truth, but we need to open our all ears. To open our all ears, or to open all eyes, we need confidence to believe that this is right. So that confidence create when someone gives the reference. And that's why I appreciate my teacher's book, this book a lot. And that's why I said in Sinhala, it's like it has the word-to-word translation, but English it does not have. But anyway, it's still it has the overall the knowledge what we should have about the for foundation of the mindful. Okay, today we learned and discussed about the four foundation of mindfulness by the power of these merits. Let's share these merits to all the divinely powers. May they be well and happy. And let's share this to our past relatives. May they be well and happy. And let's share this to our teacher, Pinat Lokosami Nanse, and with all the monastic monks. And let's share these merits with all of you. May you all be well, may you all be happy, may your all good wishes come true, and may you all able to practice mindful in your practice the mindfulness on the body posture along a week and come up with the results, and may we all able to understand the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu.
Oh, sorry, Bante. Allow us to share merit with Bante and ask for forgiveness.
Okasa Pandami Bante. Maya
Okay.
Kacham. Punyang Samina Anumodi Taba.
Sadhu Namo Dhammi.
Samina Katan Punyan, Mai Hang Jachabang,
Sadhu sadhu anumodita.
Sadhu Sadhu Anumodami, Okasa Baratina Katan, Sabang Achayang, Kamata Bante,
Kamami kamatapa.
Okasa Kamami Bante, Drutiyampi, Okasa Kamami Bante, Tatyampi, Okasa Kamami Bante.
Sakihata. Namo
Thank
Buddhaya.
you so much, Bante, for a beautiful teaching. Namo Buddhaya.
Yeah.
Terima.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.